So firstly, to address this, yes, porn is bad. You might not think so I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you when you really don't want to listen. So go read the book I've linked in the description down below and form an opinion. God, this is embarrassing. So, I used to jerk off twice a day. Once in the morning to get rid of morning wood, once at night before I went to sleep. If it was a weekend or maybe a weekday that I didn't have anything else going on, I'd jerk off 1 or 2 more times. Honestly, I'm impressed at how bad a spot I put myself in looking back on it. I can't believe I was wasting that much time when I could have been doing homework, studying, practicing, weightlifting, like social life with my friends. There was so much I could have been doing. But no, I wanted to go watch porn. I went down the rabbit hole, probably because I found porn so early on in my life. I started at like age 10, which apparently is abnormal. I found it when I was scrolling on my uncle's computer where I shouldn't have been. That was where I found girls kissing and some like relatively other vanilla stuff, but it made my pee-pee hard, so I kept watching it. Then I figured out how to steal my neighbor's Wi-Fi and watch videos off that, so I'd stay up late at night, hidden under my covers, just like sweating and panting because it was so hot in there, right? Like I'm not coming out for air or anything, but I was just watching these videos. I still hadn't started jerking off yet, but I was already frying my brain and royally screwing myself for like the next 10 years of my life. Hope you can say it on YouTube. I started jerking off at like 11 or 12. The first time I did it, I was just like curious. I had an erection and I rubbed it and then I busted. But man, was that a terrible idea. It just got progressively worse. I started on the orange YouTube. You know what I'm talking about. And I moved to progressively more and more messed up platforms. I'm not going to get into the details, but eventually I started becoming disgusted with myself after I'd finished. But I'd be wasting hours upon hours scrolling, searching for like the perfect video or finding something that would fit whatever I was feeling at that moment. I would look at myself like a loser, both when I was scrolling, when I was doing the deed, and after too. I wouldn't go to sleep until the wee hours of the morning. Like, we're talking like 2, 3 a.m. So I was fucking my sleep. And that leads to more stress, which leads to, you guessed it, another session of spanking the monkey. I have a sneaking suspicion my acne was so terrible, partly because of how much I was masturbating. Like, that can't have been good for my hormones. I know for a fact that I was awkward around people, girls especially. Even worse if it was girls that I liked, because I was watching so much absolutely unholy stuff. This decreased my confidence, my happiness, my self-esteem, and most of all, my self-worth. I didn't like who I was. So how did I stop? Well, the first thing that was necessary to do was to declare that I would stop. Not wanted, would. I had to make it clear to myself that there was no way that this was going to end in any other way than me stopping for sure. Next, we have to put to bed a false truth here. There's no way in hell you're quitting cold turkey, man. This is a habit that you've built up over years repetitively. It's going to take a while for you to stop it. You have an addiction to pleasure here. It's one of the hardest things to beat. And you'll do it like I did, by starting gradually. I did what research I could on the topic. I found out about NoFap. I decided that a lot of people that were associated with NoFap were weirdos, but I felt like it was still worth making an effort to not beat. After all, I was wasting valuable time that could be put towards other ventures. I will stress, if you have nothing else going on for you in your life, you will stumble on this challenge a lot. I suggest picking up exercise, reading, and outdoor activities if you don't already do them. And if you do them, fill your schedule with more. Now, the actual method that I used. First thing I did was cut down the porn watching from twice a day to once a day. I put timers on my apps like Reddit, Instagram, and TikTok, all of the ones that I identified for myself as triggers for getting me horned up. You'll probably need to sit down to figure out your triggers and whatever else gets you that way, but it's worth doing it. Like, get a piece of paper, write it all down, everything. After about a month of only once a day porn consumption, I went to every other day, meaning like if I watched Sunday, I didn't watch Monday. I'd watch Tuesday, but I wouldn't watch Wednesday, and so forth. Then I went to only going to watch porn twice a week, and then I cut it down further, once a week. I would have all of these stages last for about a month, month and a half, maybe 2 months even. The process is hell for the first few attempts because you'll be experiencing withdrawals. Your body is addicted to porn. It's addicted to masturbation. You're addicted to the pleasure. It's going to be tough. But I need you to do me a favor. You need to realize that you're making huge progress here. Only beating off once a day instead of twice a day is already a 50% reduction in your habit. This is a massive number for anything that's actually worth doing, and you made that progress yourself. Accept that you'll feel urges and do your best to wait them out. By the once a month point, I didn't really give a damn about porn or masturbation at all, for the full matter. My skin looked better, I felt happier, and I felt much more secure with myself as a person. I wasn't feeling awkward or shy around people anymore, even the girls that I really liked. Most importantly, I had so much damn energy. Now, I'm going on 2+ years without watching any porn and close to a year total without masturbation. Now, I want to say this whole process of cutting out porn completely and masturbation, it took me around 8 months or so with some relapses along the way. I want to stress this. If you're like I was, you're going to stumble. You will not break this habit immediately. It will take some time to stop completely, but it is worth it. No more looking over your shoulder, worrying if you're going to be found or walked in on. No more excuses on missing out on plans because you decided that you wanted to go watch porn. No more damaging relationships with people just because of your habit. To put to bed another myth, there's no such thing as a timeline of benefits that you can expect out of this. You won't get super strength or anything wild from the increase in available testosterone. And women won't swarm you because they can smell or sense the potency of your seed. Like, get real. You may get more self-confidence, higher self-esteem, better sleep, and more energy, as well as a general feeling of self-worth. But I'm not going to promise these things. I want to be real with everyone who watches this video and listens to the words that I'm saying. There are no concrete results to expect, but there is one true fact. You won't be addicted to porn after this struggle. I will also say that the goal is not to keep track of your streak. You want to get to the point which you completely forget about NoFap. You want to be at the point where somebody says NoFap and you go like, oh shit, wait, yeah, that's a thing. Focus on making the days count, not about your day count. I wish you the best of luck on your journey. You stayed till the end of this video, so I can tell that you're serious about this. I know you have a strong desire to change yourself, and that is the most important thing out of anything that you could have. I believe in you. If you want to improve your mood or start hitting the gym, check out these videos here. Till next time, take care.